and the book feels like a bizarre walk through the life of an apathetic idiot. Hello, today's video should be an interesting one. I'll be reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books. The thing I like about books is how it could impact different people so differently. Like a book that for me was life-changing, someone else can find garbage, and vice versa. And I think it just leads to very interesting discussions. So we'll get started with my very favorite book, and it's The Stranger by Albert Camus. I read this book for the first time maybe in 9th grade or 10th grade, and honestly, I read it right when I needed it. When I picked up this book, I think I was just questioning a lot of things, just feeling a bit hopeless, and this book sort of took me out of that. It provoked something in me, and it forced me to think about things in a way that I've never done before. And so, in a way, it really did change my life when I picked it up. But most of the people that I talk to that have read this book, one, it was usually for school, and immediately when you're forced to read something, a lot of the times people don't like it. And also, people just thought it was very boring, like not much happens, which is true. And for me, those are the books that I like the most when not that much is going on and we're just focused on the characters. But I could also see how that could be so boring. The Stranger follows this main character who commits a crime. It essentially forces the reader to question whether or not life is worth living if it's inherently meaningless. And what are the possible ways in which you could find meaning in the things that you do. Obviously, this is my interpretation of it, but those were the things that it forced me to question, and so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, so let's start reading the 1-star reviews. One person just says no. Someone else says, I thought this book was a waste of time about a guy who was wasting his existence. I guess I wouldn't make a very good existentialist. I have a strong feeling that I'm going to be in the minority here because although I know lots of people love this book, well, I really didn't. I think this is the sort of book where if a person doesn't like it, the individuals that do will say that the person lacks the understanding of it. I'll clarify early on, I understood it all right and I didn't like it. That's fair. I think this point is pretty valid. One person said, the main character's complete lack of interest in anything made this book extremely boring for me. From the very first line, Aujourd'hui, maman est morte. Ou peut-être hier, je ne sais pas. The main character's disinterest in anything is palpable. Okay, let's keep this short and sweet. Words cannot express how much I dislike this book. I think it's pure rubbish. For Camus, absurdism consists of describing people having perfectly normal and mundane interactions and going, isn't this weird, guys? Isn't this so absurd and bizarre and weird, you guys? Morsault's journey is neither original or relevant to modern audiences. The nihilistic ideas introduced by Camus are frustratingly outdated, and the book feels like a bizarre walk through the life of an apathetic idiot. Even having read it in the original French, I was neither inspired nor stimulated, and it is frustratingly dry. Rather than read it, you should just clasp it in your hands and beat yourself over the head with it. It will have the same effect. Okay, that one's pretty funny. A lot of the negative reviews stem from a dislike of the main character. I really liked the main character when I read it the first time because I think when I first read the book, I was also to a certain degree apathetic. Maybe not to the same degree as the main character. Obviously, no. For sure, not to the same degree as the main character. But I did have a general disinterest in life. And I found it refreshing that a main character was also disinterested in life. But the main character is by no means a good person. Clearly, he commits a horrific crime, and it seems like he has absolutely no remorse for having done so. And I think I found that on its own pretty intriguing. I'm not sure if I should be thorough with this or not, but at the end of the day, this is a video for fun. So, yeah.